Stop scrolling for a moment. Yes, you. This message didn't appear in your life by accident. Sometimes God sends messages in mysterious ways, through people, through situations, and sometimes through a simple video that suddenly appears in front of you. And today, God may be warning you about something important. Maybe you've been feeling a strange pressure lately. Things don't feel the same anymore. People around you are changing. Your plans are not working the way you expected. And deep inside, you feel like something big is about to happen. That feeling is not random. Sometimes before a big change in life, God sends a warning, not to scare you, but to prepare you. Because many people only pray when life becomes difficult. But God wants you to be ready before the storm arrives. Look at your life carefully right now. Are you walking on the path that God wanted for you? Or have you slowly started drifting away? Maybe you stopped praying the way you used to. Maybe you allowed negative people to influence your decisions. Maybe you ignored the small voice inside your heart that kept telling you something wasn't right. That voice was not just your imagination. That voice was your spiritual warning. God often whispers before he shouts. He sends small signs first, but when those signs are ignored, life sometimes becomes louder to get our attention. And today, this could be one of those signs. God is asking you to wake up. Wake up from the distractions. Wake up from the habits that are slowly destroying your peace. Wake up from the situations that are pulling you away from your purpose. Because the truth, your life is too important to waste. You were not created to live a confused life. You were not created to follow the crowd. You were created for a purpose. And sometimes before God leads you to that purpose, he removes the things that are blocking your path. That's why some relationships suddenly end. That's why some plans fail. That's why some doors close. At first it feels painful, but later you realize it was actually protection. God sees dangers that we cannot see. He knows the future that we don't understand yet. So, when God sends a warning, it is actually an act of love, a loving reminder to come back to the right path. Maybe this message is your moment to pause. Take a deep breath. Think about your life. Think about your choices. And ask yourself honestly, what is God trying to tell me right now? Because sometimes one small decision can completely change the direction of your life. And maybe today, this message was the sign you needed, a warning, a reminder, and a new beginning. But before you leave this message, listen carefully, because sometimes the biggest mistakes in life happen when people ignore the warnings they receive. Think about your past. There were moments when you felt a strong feeling inside, telling you to stop, to think, to choose differently, but you ignored it. And later, you realized that feeling was trying to protect you. God often communicates through that inner voice, a quiet feeling that tells you when something is right and when something is wrong. But in today's world, life has become so loud that many people stop listening to that voice. Social media, distractions, stress, and the pressure of daily life make it easy to forget the most important connection we have, our connection with God. And when that connection becomes weak, confusion enters our lives. We start making decisions based on fear instead of faith. We start trusting the wrong people. We start chasing things that were never meant for us. But God is patient. He doesn't give up on you. Even when you walk away from the right path, he still sends signs to guide you back. And maybe this message is one of those signs. Maybe God is warning you about a decision you are about to make. Maybe he is warning you about someone who is not good for your future. Or maybe he is simply asking you to slow down and reconnect with him again. Because when you take time to listen to God, everything starts becoming clearer. The confusion begins to fade. Your heart becomes calmer. And suddenly, the path that once looked impossible starts making sense. Remember this. God's warnings are not meant to punish you. They are meant to protect you. Just like a lighthouse warns ships about dangerous rocks in the ocean, God warns us about the dangers we cannot see. But the choice is always ours. We can listen, or we can ignore the message. So take this moment seriously. Pause for a few minutes today. Close your eyes and ask God sincerely, God, what are you trying to show me? The answer may not come immediately, but when your heart is quiet enough, you will feel it. A new clarity, a new direction, and maybe even a new beginning. Because sometimes the greatest change in life starts with a simple warning. And today, that warning may have found you for a reason. But before this message ends, remember one important thing. God never sends a warning without also giving hope. If you are hearing this message right now, it means your story is not over. No matter what mistakes you made in the past, no matter how far you feel from the right path, God is still giving you another chance to change, another chance to grow, another chance to become the person you were always meant to be. Sometimes life has to shake us a little, so we can wake up and see the truth. And maybe that moment for you is happening right now. Maybe today is the day you start listening more carefully to your heart. Maybe today is the day you stop ignoring the signs. Maybe today is the day you reconnect with God again. Because when you start walking with faith again, everything slowly begins to change. Your mind becomes stronger, your heart becomes peaceful, and the path in front of you becomes clearer than ever before. So don't be afraid of the warning. Be grateful for it, because many people go through life without ever realizing the signs around them. But you were given a moment to stop and reflect, a moment to change direction if needed, a moment to grow closer to God, and that moment can change everything. So take this message seriously. Think about it, pray about it, and trust that God is guiding you towards something better, something bigger, something meant just for you. And maybe one day, you will look back at this exact moment and realize this warning was actually the beginning of a brand new chapter in your life. Stay strong, stay faithful, and keep moving forward, because God is still working on you. Type "Amen" in your comments section and follow us on YouTube. Amen.